Welcome to Pub Source Radio, NCAA Net Profit. It is Thursday, Max. Thursday, Christmas Eve, as you could put it. We're going to have a few days off of college basketball. Kids get to go home. We'll have a small break. And, man, once we get rolling after Christmas, it's full steam ahead. Before we get started, though, shout out to our guy Dale with the dono, man. Nothing gets me more hyped than donos from the best chat in the game here at Pub Sports Radio. $100. He put Merry Christmas, my guys. Thanks so much for the winners. Dude, we appreciate it, Dale. We love doing this. And, man, for a dono like that, we very much appreciate it. I'm sure Max does as well.
Absolutely. Dale, I appreciate you. I appreciate your interactions. And you know what? I just hope that you can tail the winners and support those ladies of the night, because people like us, we need to support them. And they need our help. So thank you very much.
Definitely. For sure. That more than generous, Dale. We appreciate it. That helps Pub Sports Radio out so much. Keeps us always running, flowing. Keeps all these great shows we have here on Pub Sports Radio. Thank you so much, my guy. And Merry Christmas to you, too, and your family. Thanks, my guy, Dale. We got to talk about yesterday, Max. We got to come here, do our normal gig, win or lose, all the stuff. So let me go over mine. I got lucky. A lot of people lost. I got that 13 at DraftKings. I thought Murray State hung around, and I thought they could kind of backdoor cover. They lost by 13. So I know it was probably a tough loss if people had the 12.5 there. I'm glad I stayed off the Hofstra Monmouth, but if you had it early, the total, that got over. We talked about how crucial that was. That's why I couldn't give it out as a play. So it went over if you had that early 145. It didn't if you had 150. San Diego State went over. Not a big one. They scored too many points. That's all it was. It went over by 6 or 7. I was a little bit leery of that. That sucked. Yeah.
The difference there was that Tony Rokic made his return to the lineup and was not on a minute restriction. That really hurt the total, because you bring back a guy with that kind of production and it's hard to contain him.
That's true. So yeah, but the rest of some of the, from the day earlier, we ought to love to play the St. Thomas over, but we were already on, Max, a bunch of those games. Your Duke over, I was on it as well. That one, that was great. Dixie just came out. Dude, Utah, not give it up to Southern Utah. Talk about revenge. I thought that was too many points. Man, they came out crazy firing. And Dixie didn't hit any shots. I was talking to you in the back, Max. I think there were 4 or 24 from 3. And I talked about it. They had to hit their threes. And Southern Utah, a team that drives, can score at will, but not a big three-point shooting team, only 30%. Man, they shot 40% last night. They shot the lights out and followed through. Oral Roberts got it done in the nightcap. They covered in that game. I got 9.5. I talked about I wanted 10. They covered. And Hawaii hurt. I added those 2 on Twitter. Man, that sucked. I thought Hawaii could do it. And UNLV took care of business. The Hawaii under was very good, though, if you had that one. But UNLV kicked ass. I was talking with Max about it last night. I thought it was a great opportunity for the Rebels. But get to yours, Max. We'll touch on some of the scores. We got a short card. But get to what you had last night. Let everyone know.
Yeah, listen, last night was a little rough, a little 2-2. Thank God for Virginia Tech and Duke in their scoring, because when you put Paolo Banchero at the 5 and have AJ Griffin at the 4, those are 2 face-up guys that are hard to handle even as freshmen. So that was definitely really clutch for me, being able to get over that 139.5 points. I think that when it came to the LSU Lipscomb game, someone threatened somebody on the team, because they stopped scoring for 6 minutes, but then in 2 minutes, they scored 14 points. So that first half under was a bad play in the end. It lost. Kennesaw was a good first half over. And listen, a 2-2 day is still a losing day, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm still here. I'm ready to attack. And you know what? There was a lot of good basketball last night, Connor. A lot of good basketball.
There was. Let's run through some of these scores. And I have to say, Max, a lot of big teams, all these big favorites covered. Every once in a while you wish, wow, why didn't I take all these big teams laying these numbers? They got it done last night. You talked about the Duke over. Tough first half. They come back. They get the cover late, just barely in that second half there. This was the trap game. We talked about it last night. I get everyone sees Arizona plus money. man, Tennessee was revved up right from the get-go. Obviously, they got a lead. If that game goes maybe 5 minutes later, Arizona might win, but Tennessee got it done, and they get the W. Go ahead.
Yes, let's be clear about how Tennessee got it done. Tennessee fucking slipped a couple envelopes to the refs, and it's like, hey, Kira Khalees is going to be talking some shit when they're going to score some free throws after they've made a magnificent run to make it a 1-point game. Then you're going to tee him up. 2 free throw makes for Powell. He goes and makes the 2 free throws on the foul. That's what happened there. That was the game changer. And, if you take away those technical free throws, I think Arizona is able to pull out the win and get in that money. But they fucked us. It wasn't cool. But on the bright side, if you're a DFS player, I know our guy Billy Briz is, Benedict Mathurin once again is putting up numbers. And if you're on Monkey Knife Picks, look out for that Canadian, because he can put up 30, just like Oscar Tshiebwe with 28 rebounds yesterday.
Huge.
Man, I'd love to be betting those props.
Definitely. Let's run through some more. Houston just beat down Texas State. Where were you, Houston? I thought they'd have a better shooting night. When I took them the other night, laying the number, they went 2 of 24 from 3, and they didn't get the cover for me.
In that game, Conor, Josh Carlton, the former UConn prod, had 20 points. So they were scoring old school Houston style by the rim, off the offensive rebounding, and throwing it down to the low block.
Definitely. Florida won big against Stony Brook. I know I thought a few people might want to look at Stony Brook. I couldn't do it. And that's a typical Florida kind of win. And they'll lose when they go on the road. Don't worry. We've already seen it happen this year so far. Let's roll through some more of these. This was a tough one if you had Minnesota. They won 72-56, so that was a tough loss for some people, definitely by the hook. It was one that was early, Max. I was mad. I was on Portland the other day, plus 10. They just lost. They moved to 8.5 yesterday. Didn't think they went outright, but beat UC Davis. Another good win for this Portland program, turning around. Terry's out of there. Good old Terry Porter. Get the boot. This team's looking a lot better.
It's all about the number. It's all about the number. And listen, the number, when it's plus on the spread in front of Portland, equals good time to back them.
No doubt. Drake won huge. They covered. Kentucky won huge. They covered. West Virginia won huge. They covered. The Pacific Cal game just went over. Go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, but in that West Virginia game, let's point out that Youngstown was giving them all that they can handle in the first half, and then you saw a mad Coach Huggins probably rip someone's ear off, and then you saw a 30-point turnaround in the second half. So let's not let that score fool us. For 20 minutes, West Virginia was looking like a bunch of drunk bums.
Yeah. Huggy Bear turned a little mad. Huggy Bear, he wasn't that's such a huggy. He was getting pissed probably at halftime, yeah. And they turned it around there. Indiana beat Northern Kentucky, 79-61 there.
That was an absolutely crazy game, Conor, because they held Northern Kentucky to 14 points in the first half, and then the game still went over the team total 57.5 for Northern Kentucky. It was crazy how much scoring Northern Kentucky did in the first half compared to the second half. And once again, Conor, is it a rigged game? Did someone pay somebody? Eyebrow.
College basketball is all you got to do is have a whistle. You could do what you want with it, those refs. So this one, I wish I was on just heavy, Max, because I think they're the better team. I've had my doubts with them on the road in years past, but Clemson beats Virginia and handily in that game. Wichita State blew out Prairie View. Huge win there. Scored 102 points. How about another blowout, Max? UAB scored 100. Mississippi Valley. 100-58. This was a good over, Max. I know I think you had the points, but I think you had the over was Nebraska, Kennesaw State. Yes. They just covered, but game does go over. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was an exceptionally good game because, like I predicted, Spencer Rogers and Terrell Burden were going to fuck with their eyes open. Terrell Burden with 27 points. So shout out to that team. They are improving, and I think they're going to have some value for us when it comes to ASUN conference play. So be on the lookout for what Kennesaw's doing. Definitely.
Oklahoma, another one. Blowout of Alcorn 72-46. This one, Boise, we talked about how we liked Boise a bit. Washington State, I thought they were pretty good early on. They've slid back. They've had trouble scoring at times, and they did last night. I wish I was all over that under a lot harder. What? Go ahead, man.
Once again, with this Washington State team, is what we're going to see is they had a look-ahead spot. It was just like the Husky game the night before. And when you have undersized guards, it is harder to get your three-point shot off. And that's what exactly was happening against Boise last night. Toronto, Ontario native Abu Kijab was throwing some elbows when he should have been getting called for offensive fouls, but he was getting to the line and actually making his free throws. Where in past games, he's literally made you want to put your head in your own ass instead of watching him shoot free throws.
Yeah, for sure. Let's finish up the end of these scores here, Max. BYU, which we're going to get to. Man, South Florida, 39 points. This team has a hard time getting to 50, not even 60 now. 54-39. UNLV with the blowout winner. Me and Max were all over that one. It was real good last night. And I wanted St. Mary's a little bit. I thought Missouri State could. I was leery of the 6.5, 7. Let's just say that. But St. Mary's got it done and covered. Pretty good basketball team. I thought they were good, but they've been a little bit better, especially covering wise, than I thought so far this year, Max.
Yeah, listen, with that game last night, it was a complete second half meltdown for Missouri State. Isaiah Mosley just could not get going. And Gage Prim was getting freaking out of control. He was getting called for bad fouls on the offensive side of the basketball. And, it was a tough game, and they deserved to lose because they just were completely different in the second half.
Well, that's it. That's the games from yesterday. We got a few today. Let's get into them with some good detail because there's not a lot to go after. But once again, I want to give a shout out to the number one chat in the game, Pub Sports Radio. Once again, Dale with the $100 dono. Guy, thank you so much again. We appreciate it. Preston in the chat. Our guy Big Show on the 1s and 2s. Michael Robertson, what's up? Colton, Tony Cobbs. There, how you doing, Tony? It's good to see you in the chat. Always love to see you in here. C. James, Rob, Real Deal Prime, The Grinder in the chat. Eric Thomas, Rodney Barton, Jeffrey Blue, Christian Reese, James Farm, 586 Soldier, Boston Nick, Nikki Fish, Tanks. And shout out to everyone. Thanks so much for the wishes. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. We appreciate you guys so much. But enough of the riff-raff crap. Let's get into the games here today, Max. Let's get in this first one. We've had some cancellations and all that other stuff, but we still got a few left. So Fresno State, Weber State. Weber's favored by 1. Totals 135.5. What's your look here?
Yeah, listen, when it comes to Weber State, it's going to be, can they rebound from these two very detrimental in-state losses to BYU and Utah State? This is a team that definitely has had trouble in step-up games against potent offensive or very guard-heavy teams, which were a good way to describe Utah State and BYU. I think that with Weber, this is a spot where they have to get Dylan Jones and Zyder Porter involved in the offense. We need to see more balanced scoring because we're not seeing the same type of system and shot allocation that we're seeing last year. When we look at Weber, though, this is a team that it is hard not to look at overs when you see anything under 135. We've seen them in games already this year lined in this range where they've been able to go over. I think that going up against Fresno, the biggest question is Fresno going to be able to do their part scoring wise? Anthony Holland has not been what he has been advertised coming from, I think it was Cal Poly, and then just puts a lot of pressure on Orlando Robinson when he doesn't take the amount of shot attempts necessary to put up big, huge games. I think that this is a spot where Weber State definitely has to come to play early in the first half or they're going to find themselves down. But I do think that they can make good halftime adjustments if they're down at halftime and bring this game closer. So there's pregame betting value with Weber State. There's live betting value with Weber State. And when it comes to the total, Connor, it's really going to be coming down to what your betting model is telling you, what your power rankings is telling you that their home court is going to be worth in these COVID times, and when we can expect the building to be relatively empty.
Yes.
I think that Weber definitely plays better with a full building. We just haven't seen it yet.
You talked about it. A lot of these, they play better at home, but a lot of the kids are on break right now. Some of these gyms aren't packed, and then the late games, are in Hawaii, so on a neutral court. This one's difficult. It's all the pace, like you said. Weber State's the over team. They go way over. I've loved Fresno all year on the under. So I'm just going to stay off. I think Fresno can slow it down, but this game could get over the 135. I lean Fresno just a little bit. I'm not betting it. I haven't bet it so far, but I take Fresno money line, get it right around even money or plus 105. That'd be my look in this one. Let's get to the next one. Yeah, go ahead.
I could understand that. I just have to say this: if Weber State can keep Fresno off the free throw line, you're taking away some of their most consistent offense. That's my danger with this Fresno State team, and the fact that they can't get Orlando Robinson 25 shot attempts in a game. Like, I will deliver.
Yeah. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one for me. I just don't see a ton of value, on the side end total.
And just to add on to your Fresno point and your Fresno side is that at night, they have been better ATS. They have been better ATS on the road. And I just think that this is a situation where they looked bad against Utah in a perfectly winnable game. Now let's see how they react and come back the next time out.
All righty. Let's get to this next one. This line's moved. Wyoming, Northern Iowa, Wyoming. Wyoming's 2.5 point favorites now. This total's 136. What did you like here?
Connor, this is a spot where I think that Northern Iowa is going to have to really make it uncomfortable for Wyoming to play their slow tempo style. When we look at this Wyoming team, this is a team that is very good to us bankroll wise. They've been able to win at home, they've been able to win on the road, and they've been very good at night, something that Northern Iowa's have problems with. And it may sound very simplistic, but playing at night and playing at day makes a difference. And I think that with Northern Iowa, this is a team that I just don't like them at that time of day. I think that with Northern Iowa, it's important to keep AJ Green off the score sheet, but who's been really emerging with Austin Fife being out or not being completely at 100% full health is Noah Carter. I think Noah Carter is the difference in this game. If Wyoming can contain him and keep Graham Ike on the floor, producing down low and getting to the free throw line, it's all going to come down to one guy on Wyoming, and that is Hunter Maldonado. We saw last night against Stanford, Connor, that Hunter Maldonado was pass first. He was not looking for his offense. I don't know if he has a fear of going to the free throw line, but this is a kid who can fucking ball. I think that we're going to see Wyoming come out with some fire. I think Northern Iowa is going to be their whipping boy, and I'm all over the Cowboys. Let's fucking rattle up those let's wrangle up those cows and horses and fucking put them on someone's dinner plate.
I'm with you. I'm with Wyoming. I got -2. I think you're okay at 2.5. You talked about it. If you don't mind juice, you could take it money line. But you're right. Maldonado, I think they have just more offensive firepower here with Ducell, Maldonado. I think they can get the job done here in this one. So I'm with you on Wyoming there. Let's get to this one. We're getting to the late night, the Diamond Head Classic in Honolulu, Hawaii. BYU versus Vanderbilt. BYU opened at 4. It's moved to 5.5. Total 133. Good one here. What do you like here?
Yeah, this is another tough game and it's probably going to be a real entertaining one also because we have two teams that in theory are 70 plus per game type teams. But when we look at Scottie Pippen and Vanderbilt, even though they just got back Rodney Chapman, he's going to have to work off some game rust. And I think that it just puts a lot more pressure on Trey Thomas and Jordan Wright and company for them to score from the perimeter and aid Scottie Pippen. Scottie makes some very nice shots, some shots that his coach allows him to take. He's not going to have an easy time making those shots tonight against BYU's interior defense like he did. I think that Caleb Lohner and Gideon George are the difference makers for BYU from a defensive standpoint. I think that this game is going to struggle to get to 130. I look for 3-point defense to be at a definite premium. And even though both these teams have done a good job at converting at the free throw line, they are both susceptible to foul trouble. That's where BYU's deeper backcourt with Brandon Averett and Tajon Lucas will come in handy. I think that this is a spot where BYU wins the game. They win it from the tip. They can go wire to wire. And even though Vandy has been decent in first halves, we have seen the 3-point shooting really suffer at times. And they go through a 3 to 4 minute drought against this BYU team, they can find themselves down 10 points.
Yeah, I like BYU here. I don't love laying the 5.5, but that's the only way I could look. This number stuff. We talked about the total a little bit when we were back there. Both teams didn't shoot it well last night and were horrible. And this BYU team is not the BYU team some of the old. They had scored some high-scoring games. I'm off the total because it could stay under. You're right here on a neutral 4, but both teams shot it really bad last night. I know it was the teams they were playing. So the total, I'm just going to stay off because I could see it staying under or just getting over. And I lean with BYU. I think they're just the better basketball team here a little bit. Let's get to the last one, Max. This one, the late night, 9:30 my time Pacific. Way, way late. South Florida versus Hawaii. Hawaii's favored by 3.5. We got a total of 121. Man, this could be an ugly basketball game. That's why the total's there. Let me know what you got here.
Yeah, listen, that's what I'm hoping for also, Connor. I think that this is a absolute rock fight. I think from a personnel perspective with South Florida, on paper, you should be getting better performances out of like guys like Byron Matos and freaking Jake Boggs, but you're not. You're not getting shit. You're lucky to get double digits from any of these guys on a nightly basis. Caleb Murphy was supposed to be a program defining type player. He has not worked out to be like that. I think that this South Florida team definitely can really muck up a game, take you out of your shooting rhythm. They have to win with defense. They have to win ugly if they're going to win tonight. And with Hawaii, Noel Coleman, he had like 17 or he had 20 out of the first 24 points that Hawaii scored last night. That's an outlier performance that I do not expect to carry over to today. That means that Javon McClanahan is going to have to be able to hit some threes, something that he didn't even really look for a shot last night. This is a Hawaii team that on paper does look a little better than they actually are, but I'm not going to be backing them at this type of number, even at home. I'm looking at South Florida, and I know it's crazy to say, but I think that South Florida, the uglier this game is, the harder it is to get to 50 points, the more likelihood that they can actually pull out the outright win. Conference power rankings, home court advantage, all factored in. I still like USF, but I especially like the full game under.
Yep, that's where I'm at. I'll just give it to you. They've had 120 with Boston College that stayed under. There's been a few 123s. They're starting to really lower it because early in the year they were around the 135 range. They're 10-0 to the under, South Florida. This team struggles to get to 60, let alone 50 at times. So even at 121, there's only one way to play this game, and that's dead under, like you talked about. And Hawaii struggles to score. At times, as we've seen, they are at home. I don't want to lay. I don't want 4 points with Hawaii. I don't trust South Florida either. If I was catching a few more, another possession or two, 6, something like that, I might take South Florida, but I just can't do it here, Max. But I'm with you. Give me that under. That's all you can take here. Full game under 121. All right, that's it, Max. That's it for the Thursday. We had a few cancellations, smaller card. We'll be off tomorrow, obviously Christmas Eve, then Christmas. We'll be back Monday, and we'll be back full rolling, man. Once January hits, basketball's really flowing. Right, Max?
I apologize, Connor, but I think that we're going to be let down on Monday. I think that it's a one-game main card slate.
I know.
So I
I
think
thought
that
it was
will be
two.
actually back Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
One is a
It's
non
one or two.
opponent. Yeah.
I was pumping everyone up for that, but yeah, it's really Tuesday. But from then on, it's going to be pretty good. But yeah, Monday would be.
Yeah, it's every day. There won't be a day off.
Yeah, there won't be a day off. But you're right. I thought there was two, but yeah, on Monday. So, but yeah, we'll be back in full force. We appreciate all you guys. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Let me rip it. And again, to Dale with the dono. I can't get over it. I get so hyped. Oh, I appreciate it when you guys donate it. But $100, man. Thank you so much.
Goddamn, go Dale.
Nilo's
go
in the chat, no doubt. Nilo, our guy. Christian Rivas, Oki, our guy Nilo. C. James, what's up, my guy? All the guys, hit the like, do all that good shit. Eric Thomas, what's up? Rob, everyone in there. Let's say a word from our sponsors. We'll come right back and give our best bets or whatever or leans. Here we go. If you're in the San Antonio area, go to Southtown 101. Booze, karaoke, food. Get there. Get there. Get there. MyBookie.ag at promo code PubSports. Multiple books. Get the lines. Get it. Use Bitcoin, though. You put 1,000, they give you 1,000 back. So use a Bitcoin on MyBookie. Just transfer. It's really easy to do. And go to manscaped.com. 20% off, promo code PubSports. It's not too late to get it for Christmas. Ship it quick. Do whatever. Go to manscaped.com. 20% off, promo code PubSports. Lawnmower 4.0. And get the Pub Rub. Go to pubsportsradio.com. 2 for $25. Get it. Get it on your meat. Get it on your chicken. Get it on your burgers. Get it seasoned, baby. Go to Pub Sports Radio. Pub Rub. And by the way, go to pubsportsradio.com as well and cop our merch. We got great shirts, hoodies. They're sick. Go to pubsportsradio.com. Buy some of our swag there. Alrighty, Max. I know it's short. Just give what you got. A game or two, whatever, a lean. Doesn't matter. You know, it's not – there's not much here.
Yeah, listen, for me, Connor, I think that the most awkward time to play a game for an East Coast team, even if they're on the second day or third day of their trip to the island, is taking that under in the South Florida game. 0-10 to the under, even though they've already adjusted. We've seen them stay under this number. So I will take the under 121.5 because I've line shopped and got the better number. And I think that when it comes down to it, you know, I really like this Wyoming spot. So if you can get the Wyoming -2 at Bet Online, that is the spot that I would take. And that's what I'm going to ride tonight. I'm going to ride Wyoming -2. I'm going to ride the South Florida under 121.5. And hopefully 2-0. Fuck with my eyes open. Please. Please.
Well, you're going to go 2-0. And hopefully I do too, Max, because that's what I want on the short card. We agree there. This BYU game's a live bet, I believe, this Vandy game. I think they covered that number we talked about, but it's moved for 5.5. And like I said with the total, if it's hot shooting, it goes over. If it's not, Vandy struggles. Scottie Pippen Jr. doesn't have his shot down. Like you said, this could stay under in that one. The Fresno's just tough. We talked about that side. That was just side and total. You know, I'm a Fresno guy with the under. But Weber State's an over team. Just a difficult one there. So I'm with you. I got Wyoming -2, and I'm definitely taking that under. So I'm riding. We're riding together here. Ride or die here on this last Thursday. That's it for us. Shout out to everyone in the chat. You want to give a shout out last word to the chat, Max?
Yeah, listen, guys, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Enjoy the time with your family, stay healthy, and let's get this college basketball season back on the grind. Let's hit it every day. Let's serve the bookies cock soup. And of course, let's keep on supporting all the great content that Pub Sports is putting out on a daily basis for your entertainment and for your bankrolls.
No doubt. Shout out to Dale once again with the $100 dono, man. We appreciate it. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Thank you so much, especially all the regulars that are in this chat. Jay Peasy. What up, my guy? All the guys like that, they're always in here supporting us through thick and thin, donating, hitting the like, hitting to subscribe. We appreciate it. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon in a few days, but happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And we be out of here. He's the great Maxwell Smart. I'm Conor Mack. We be pumping!